under the Citizens Coalition for Change, as well, not under the Citizens Coalition for Change rather, but under MTC. I think he was partly part of CCC. I can't remember very well, but I think so. That is none other than Tendai Biti has weighed in following the firing of Energy Mutodi, that is the ZANU PF MP who exposed Kuvamatanga's kickbacks. And that is actually a decorated term to simply, reveal the extent of corruption, saying the amount stolen to the national coffers can even go as far as $1 billion, because he was demanding kickbacks between 5 to 10%. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we film live, you become the very first one to watch us. So I will quote what Tendai Biti has actually said. I'll have to read because it's not coming from me. Maybe comment after reading. He says the abrupt removal of ZANU-PF MP, Honorable Energy Mutodi, as Chair of Parliament's Budget and Finance Committee is an abject and constitutional overreach by a desperate cantankerous cartel that has captured the state and will do everything legally and extra legally to perpetuate its vice-like grip on the public coffers of this country. Members of Parliament have a constitutional obligation to hold the executive and every other institution to account in terms of Section 119 of the Constitution. Further, members of Parliament have absolute privilege and an unfettered right to freedom of expression when they stand and debate in the chambers of the August House. Honorable Mutodi enjoys this constitutional protection. He has an obligation to raise a matter of great national interest. The issue of George Tongesai Kuvamatanga, Ministry of Finance Permanent Secretary, and the alleged bribes he is demanding is a matter in the public domain and requires parliamentary scrutiny. The issue of direct payments being made directly by the Treasury to suppliers oblivious of line ministries, departments, and agencies has been captured in the Auditor General's report. In 2024 alone, 2 billion of payments were made directly by Mr. Kuvamatanga in his role and capacity as the Paymaster General. Yet Treasury instructions which he supervises the Public Finance Management Act and the Constitution clearly proscribe the same. In I don't know whether it was a spelling, but I think it must be prescribed the same. In other words, Honorable Mutodi did not disclose anything new. Everything he uttered in Parliament was a matter of direct and implicit public knowledge. His mistake was his purported retraction and apology. Understandably, as a loyal member of ZANU-PF, it would be expected too much from the same. A mosquito cannot cure malaria. Be that as it may, Honorable Mutodi's removal is a direct attack on the Constitution, which gives autonomy to the institution of Parliament. It is a direct attack on Parliament itself. That the Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Mutenda, is the author and the mover of such blatant illegality reflects his desperate co-option in the toxic and ill-fated 2030 agenda and his desperate ambition to be Kembo Mohati's successor as Vice President. The 2030 agenda represents a conflation between the evil twin agendas of corruption and power tension. That conflation has become the greatest existential threat to Zimbabwe. Left unchallenged, it will engulf this country into conflict and chaos. It will suck 15 years of Zimbabwe's trajectory. Under the circumstances, the greatest task and obligation of every citizen is the defense of the Constitution against the cabal of bandits and the criminals who have circled the same with knives and machetes. That is the historical mission of this generation. And I think we have talked about who exactly Tendai Biti is. Now, let me weigh into what Tendai Biti has just been saying, summing it up as maybe a summation. Now, what Tendai Biti has advanced is that the firing of Energy Mutodi by the current Speaker of Parliament, that is Jacob Mutenda, obviously overclouded by the promises that have been made on him to take so much for the Mnangagwa faction, that if he execute the jobs very well, that the Zwikanandas as well as Mnangagwa and the bedroom of Mnangagwa has actually given him, he will be awarded with the position of vice presidency. Mnangagwa trusts this man so much because when Sengezo Chabangu surfaced, he played a key role in actually conniving with Sengezo Chabangu to destroy the opposition. That is his history as the Speaker of Parliament. There is absolutely nothing less or more than that. That is what Jacob Mutenda would be known for as the Member of Parliament, the bootlicker of not to such an extent that he can override the Constitution. Now, I think also what Tendai Biti has said, it is unconstitutional, the firing of Energy Mutodi, just like the firing of the ZANU-PF Secretary General Opetimpov was equally unconstitutional, and it is too much expectations, by the way, to expect an institution like ZANU-PF to abide and to respect the constitution of the land, because this is a terrorist organization and it is exhibiting its characteristics, especially amongst its own, the very same people who have been defending this evil institutions like Energy Mutodi. They are now at the receiving end of how an unconstitutional organization is a hazard not only to the society outside ZANU-PF, but to the very same members of ZANU-PF, now underscoring the importance of Zimbabwe backtracking into constitutionalism. What Tendai Biti has revealed is that was unconstitutional, and also it is overreach, because remember, the parliament as a body is actually an arm of the state that is independent. It is supposed to do its duties independent. But I must tell you that the actions that were done by Jacob Mutenda were influenced by Zwikanandas and the bedroom of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa to an institution which is supposed to hold liable the executive. Mnangagwa is part of the executive. Equally so, Kuvamatanga is part of the executive. These individuals, they are supposed to be held accountable by the members of parliament who represent the people, by the way, who are deployed into their positions by the people, hoping that they will be the eyes and also as well as the mouthpiece of the people. But all this because of desperation of Mnangagwa, and also because of desperation, as old as he is, for Jacob Mutenda to die a vice president, a very, very actually useless vice president, because in Zimbabwe, a vice president serves under the mercies of the then sitting president. So you have to be a bootlicker of note. That is why you see General Chiwenga choosing not to be a bootlicker that being interpreted as a declaration of war against the bedroom of Emerson Tambuzo Mnangagwa as well as the Zwikanandas. So Tendai Biti not mincing his words that the current government is surrounding itself with criminals. In fact, it is led by a criminal, the proper characterization of this government. I think I cannot add or subtract what he has said. This is exactly a reflection of what Mnangagwa is doing, and that is purely his legacy in Zimbabwe. I know that they are fighting very, very hard. They would be actually up in arms against anyone who has decided to stand against this regime, and it is actually a risk even to speak against this regime, but someone has got to do it. It's either you die quietly or you die talking and fighting like a soldier. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, guess what, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okancube Umtabane is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast.